welcome to Say Yes to Yoga. I'm quite new at doing these YouTube videos, so if you do have any thoughts or ideas on how I can make them better, then please let me know. This session we'll be focusing on building up strength. If, as always, there's anything you don't feel comfortable doing, then it is definitely not compulsory. Please make sure that you feel fit and able to do the session, and make sure you have read the disclaimer beforehand. If you need to take a break at any point, then please, nobody is going to be watching you, it's not competitive. Please make sure you do what's right for your body. Okay, so we will begin by setting an intention. Bring your hands into Anjali Mudra, thumbs to heart center, and just dropping the head a little. If you have an intention of your own, then please repeat it to yourself 3 times now. I'm going to choose I am capable. So an intention is a short positive statement that usually starts with I am or I feel. And then release the hands. This part of the session is where we would do a breathing technique, but they are available on a separate video, so you can choose whichever breathing technique you wish. Going to come into a kneeling sun salutation. But first of all, just make sure you take a few moments in child's pose to prepare yourself. So come up onto your hands and knees. Arch your back. And then just hold that for a breath, because we do need to make sure we warm our bodies up nice and gently. Dip your spine the other way, looking ahead. Back onto your knees into child's pose. And then back up into cat pose, arching the back. Dipping the spine. Back into child's. And the third time, arching. And then dipping, looking ahead. And then this time, instead of pushing yourself back into child's pose, come to the neutral flat back. Take your hands a little bit further forward if needed, because you're then going to lower yourself down onto the mat and come up into your snake pose. Keeping the elbows in with a slight bend. And then back down to the mat. Push up back onto the knees. Child's pose once more. To stretch out those shoulders, you can take the hands behind the back and lift them in the air. And release. Then push back onto your toes. Slowly push yourself up, so you're on your toes and your fingertips, and then gently, not too quickly, bring yourself to standing. Okay, so that was a kneeling sun salutation. I'm going to do just a few twists to get our bodies even more warmed up. So feet hip width apart. Swing the arms up, swing to the right, to the left, to centre, pushing the fingertips, and then up, to the right, to the left, to centre, down, pushing the fingertips, and the third time, to the right, to the left, to centre, and pushing the fingertips, and relax. Give the shoulders a little roll if needed, and make sure you then take your feet further apart. So not too wide apart, but further than hip width. Just going to do some side stretches. So raising the right arm up, the left hand follows down the leg. Your left and right is probably opposite to me because it's a mirror image. And then back. So this is going to prepare us for our triangle pose that we're going to do. Back, arms out, and then gently cross the arms over, touch the shoulders, release, cross over, touch the shoulders, release. Release the shoulders and come back to standing. Step your left leg out to the side and turn your right leg so it's facing forward. Bend that right knee, turn hips to the centre, and just feel the stretch in the left leg. Straighten that right leg, turn the hips around, breathe out as you lean forward, breathe in as you come back. So usually we hold that there, but we're not holding it this time. Turn the right foot forward, left foot out, hips facing the front, bend the left knee so that you're feeling the stretch in the back leg. So again, we're just warming up here. We're not trying to push ourselves too early. And then straighten the leg, turn hips, fold forward as you breathe out, and breathe in to come back. Relax the arms and take the feet back to centre. We're now going to take the feet a bit wider than hip width, bend the knees but push them out over the feet. So not in, we want them pushing outwards. Imagine there's a stick of wood, or a block of wood I should say, stick might be a bit pointy, pushing your knees out. And you might want to either put socks on or take socks off depending on how slippy your mat is. Back straight and raise your arms straight up in the air. So this is helping to strengthen your leg muscles. You can also bring the arms out to the side, parallel to the floor, and then release. Breathe in as you straighten. Now, keeping the feet where they are, what we've just done, we're going to put that into a movement. So breathe in, and as you breathe out, you're going to bend the knees out, bring the arms parallel, and breathe in to push back up. Breathe out as you come down, breathe in to push back up. And then final time, breathing out, remembering to push those knees out to the side as much as you can, and breathe in to come back up. Now we're going to do a forward fold, so you might need to take the feet further apart, hands onto hips, breathing in, and as you breathe out, you're going to fold forward from the hips. So not from the waist, but from the hips. Place the hands on the floor or on a block if you're comfortable in doing so. and keep the head, neck and spine in line. Breathe in to push yourself back up, really pushing down on your feet. Release the arms and bring the legs back to centre. We're now going to do chair pose, but move the arms as well. Bring your feet together, bend the knees, sink down, bring the arms forward, look down onto the floor and allow the arms to swing back. Then forward, keeping the rest of the body still, and back. You can do this as quickly or as slowly as you like. Totally up to you. And while you're concentrating on moving your arms, you're forgetting how hard your legs are working. Well, that's the idea anyway. And finishing with forward, release the arms and stand. So as I say, you can take that at your own pace. Feet together now. I always have a little bit of a gap with mine, just because it's more comfortable for me. Breathe in, reach up, back bend if you wish. Breathe out, fold forwards. Grab opposite elbows. This is your ragdoll position. So this helps to soothe the central nervous system. And just let the whole of the upper body release. The legs are doing all the work. And then release the arms and bring yourself up to standing. I'm going to turn to the side now so that you can see better. I'm coming into our mountain pose. Shoulders up, back and down, palms facing forward. Breathe in, reach up, breathe out, folding forward, hands on the floor. Bend these knees as much as you need to. Then lift up your right big toe and hook it with your first two fingers. And the same for your left. And you're pushing the toes down onto the fingers. Bring your elbows out to the sides. And on the next 3 exhales, try to push your elbows out a little more. So you're bringing your chest even closer to your legs. And then release the hands. Come up onto your fingertips, flat back extension. And come to standing. We're going to try a balance now. So if you need to use a wall or a strap, then please get them. Well, not get the wall, but please go towards the wall or get the strap or anything you need to help you. It's going to be a dancer pose. It's also known as Lord of the Dance. And we start by lifting the right foot up off the mat, taking it backwards. If we're happy with that, we can bend it at the knee. Again, to continue, you'd reach for the ankle. This is where you can use a strap if needed. The knee stays next to the left leg, so it doesn't shoot out to the side. We raise the leg behind us. The left arm comes up. And we push the leg out as much as we can. Oh, I'm quite wobbly. Don't think I'd win any ballet dancer prizes. and I've got my gaze fixed on a pile of yoga blocks. So find something to fix your gaze on to help you. And then coming out of the pose, we're trying to be as controlled as we are going into it. So once you've done one side, we're going to do the other. And as in any of my classes, you'll probably see me wobble on this side. So again, it's your other foot now, planted right into the mat. Just get used to taking the left leg back. If you want to practice leaning forward as well, you can do. Bending at the left knee. I think the reaching behind is the hardest bit. Nice and slowly. Ooh. No, I've lost it now. Let's try again. And I'm not going to edit this out because this is real life. So, nice and slowly. Now, shall we try a third time? Let's try a third time. I'm still going to do it nice and slowly. And then I'm focusing on the radiator now. Pushing the left leg back. Ooh. Right arm out. As you can see, I'm definitely, no, that's not for me today. I'm definitely not as balanced on that side. Some days you'll find that your balance is really good. Other days you'll think, how am I even standing upright on 2 feet? So that's our balance. Over time, you can bring the leg up higher and even try leaning back, but that's not for me, that's not for my class. But I can point you in the right direction if that's the route you want to go down. As I said earlier, we were preparing for triangle pose, so we're taking our feet quite far apart, turning the right foot towards the short edge of the mat and the left foot 45 degrees inwards, roughly. You'll find the one that works for you. Your hips are facing forward, palm out on the right hand. As you lower the fingertips to the ground, so you can see my arms going in a straight line, then the other arm can come up. And the idea is you're creating a straight line from one set of fingertips to the other. If you want to look up, you can. You might be able to place the hand on the floor or on a block. I'm just going to keep my fingertips there for now. And then breathe in to come back up. Turn the feet because we need to do the other side. And then, oh, I need to turn my right toes in. Hips, make sure they're squarely facing forward. Palm facing out. And then, exactly as we did on the other side. You can look up at the fingertips. Breathe in to come back up. Bring the feet completely facing forward now, so both feet are facing forward. Take your hands to your hips. Going to do a forward fold again. If you want to clasp your hands behind your back, you can do, and that will help stretch the front of the shoulders. And again, breathe in to bring yourself back up. Relax the arms and bring the feet together. We're coming down onto the mat now. So feet in mountain pose. Your mountain pose, it's really important to have your core muscles engaged and your tailbone tucked under so that your spine is nice and erect. Palms facing forward, breathe in, reach up, back bend here if you wish. hands on the floor. Take the feet back into your downward dog. So we are going to be doing a bit more in this position, but because we've only just come down to the mat, we're going to come into child's pose for a few moments. So breathe in and out. Back up onto hands and knees. Back up into your downward dog. Really push your hands as far away from your shoulders as you can. Lift up the right leg, toes pointing down. Then bring the right leg down. Lift up the left leg, toes pointing down. Bring it down. Come to your knees and then child's pose if you wish to take a breather. So I'm just giving you options here. It's your video after all. Once more in downward dog. We're now going to lift the right leg, bend it at the knee and push it over to the side. Now just make sure that you haven't got anything in the way. And you'll feel a nice stretch on the right side of the body. And then release, lift up the left leg, bend and push over. Bring it back, release and down onto your knees. And again, take a few moments in child's pose if you wish. Make sure your hands are underneath your shoulders and your knees are underneath your hips. Stretch out the right leg straight behind you, toes pointing down, and then the left arm. And you can look ahead at the left fingertips to give you a focus point, otherwise known as a drishti. And then release. And repeat the other side. So again, your core muscles here, really important to use them to keep you nice and steady. And sit back on your heels. This is your thunderbolt pose. Shoulders nice and low. Going to come into a back bend now. Bringing your hands towards the front of the mat. Take your knees enough behind you so that you can lower the body. So you're in a version of plank, and this is to help build the upper arm strength. Lower the body down. If that's too uncomfortable or not for you, then just bring yourself to the mat however you wish. Hands are underneath shoulders, elbows are tucked in, big toes are touching. Breathe in as you push up and look ahead. If you want to increase the back bend, even though it is quite intense already, you can bend the knees. And release. Bring the arms down and just give yourself a nice stretch out. Bring your hands back to underneath your shoulders, push up onto your knees and back into your tabletop pose once more. So a variation on tabletop is to tuck the toes under, breathe in as you lift the knees off the mat and release on the exhale. Again, it's good for building arm strength. If you've got weak wrists though, I would advise against this. And push up. An alternative that you could do if you do have weak wrists is to bring the forearms to the ground, making sure that the elbows are underneath shoulders, and then look at the space between your thumbs, breathe in as you lift the knees, and you've spread the weight out more evenly over a larger area. So do it twice, and then a third time. Then release the feet and push yourself back up into sitting. Bring yourself into a seated position, so your legs are now in front of you, toes pointing up, shoulders nice and low, hands by your sides. So this is your staff pose, and it helps to align the left and right sides of your body. Breathe in, reaching up, and exhale as you hinge forward over your legs, bringing the head between the shoulders. Breathe in to come back up. Bring the soles of the feet together now. So this is Baddha or bound angle pose, cobbler pose. Grab the ankles, tops of the feet or around the toes, and this helps to open the hips. So the knees, my knees are quite far off the floor, your knees might be further to the floor or even touching the floor. So we're not forcing them, you'll find the natural stopping point. And then release the feet, take the left leg out, place the left hand on the floor, keep the right leg where it is, and you're going to take the right arm to the side and lift it up and point over your head just to stretch out that right hip. And release, going to swap sides. Again, keep the hand on the floor, fingers pointing over, and release. Sitting up straight, now going to take the feet as far apart as is comfortable. Just moving my candle out of the way. Hands flat on the floor, and gently walk the hands forward, keeping the toes upright. Some of you may be able to place your forearms on the floor. As you can see, I'm not there yet. Even after several years of practicing, I'm not there yet. Continue to breathe in and out. If you feel comfortable in doing so, you can either grab the ankles or the toes. And slowly walk the hands back to become upright again. Cross your legs, or if you're very flexible, you may be able to bring your feet into the lotus position, which is where feet are on top of the opposite thigh. Hands lightly rest on the knees. Arch your back out. So we're doing a seated version of the cat pose. And then push your chest forward, looking up. So we're not looking directly up ahead, but rather in a diagonal line. Pushing and rounding the spine, rounding the shoulders. Pushing out. You can do this with your legs straight, by the way, if that's more comfortable for you. So you'll find that you get more movement in the shoulders doing it this way. And release. Bring yourself so you're able to lie down lengthways on your mat. Bend your knees. Take the arms a short distance away from the body. And then bring the right leg up, cross it over the left, and try to touch the toes on the floor and bring them back. If you can't reach the floor, it doesn't matter. Bring the left leg up and touch the toes on the floor, and hopefully you haven't got a bookcase in the way like I have. And just repeat that once more. So cross over first. So the top half of the body stays exactly where it is. You're just twisting the lower half. Untangle the legs. And we're going to go into our bridge position. So feet, untangle the legs. Now bridge position. Feet are as close in towards the body as you can. Heels, knees, hips and shoulders all in line with each other. Arms are next to the body, palms facing down. Breathe in as you push up off the mat. And breathe out. Breathing in. And this time try to raise the right leg. Bring it down before you lower yourself down. Third time. Push up and raise the left leg. Bringing it down and bringing the body down. Bring your right knee into your chest and give it a squeeze. Bring your left knee into your chest and give it a squeeze. And then bring both knees. So we've got just one more pose to do before we do some cool down. That's our boat pose. So bend the knees. I always start with my hands around my thighs because I find it easier. Lean back slightly and lift the legs up. And then as soon as I release my arms, my knees bend. So that's something I've been working on, trying to have straighter legs and also trying to keep my shoulders away from the ears. And release in your own time. Then gently roll yourself back. Straighten the legs. Lift up the right leg as far as it will go. Release. Lift up the left leg as far as it will go. release, just keeping them nice and straight. Bend the knees, allow the knees to fall open to the side. So this is our reclining Baddha Konasana. You can bring your hands up above you, around the top of your head, and grab opposite elbows if you wish. Nice, gentle, relaxing pose. And just take 3 breaths here. Stretch the arms out into a T shape, palms facing down. Bring the knees together. Keep the knees together. Just allow the knees to fall to one side, then to centre, and then to the other. They don't need to touch the floor. Bringing them to the one side. Breathe in to bring them back to centre. Breathe out to let them fall. Breathe in and out. In and out. And include head movements if you wish. So the head turns to the opposite side. They both come back to centre, the knees and the head, and then the knees go to one side, the head goes to the other. Breathe in to bring up, breathe out to go to the side. And then finishing on the opposite side you started. Bring them back to centre. Going to bring both knees into your chest for the final time. First of all, rock side to side, massaging the lower spine. And then if you want to draw little circles with the knees, first in one direction and then the other, you can do. Release the hands. Hold for 3 breaths here. If you really want to challenge yourself, keep the hands by your side and try to draw your circles without holding onto the legs. So it'd be one direction and then the other. And slowly bring the feet down. Stretch the legs out. Stretch the arms out. And prepare yourself for Shavasana. So Shavasana is nice and flat on your back. Unless you struggle with this, then you can bend the knees. Otherwise, arms are a short distance away from the body. Feet fall open to the sides and the fingers naturally curl inwards. The jaw is relaxed, the forehead is relaxed, the neck, everything about you is relaxed. And this is time for your relaxation. So you can choose your own relaxation, but please make sure you do it as it is really important, just as important as the physical practice. If you wish to press pause on the video now while you do your relaxation, then please do so. So hopefully you've just finished your relaxation. I hope you're feeling relaxed, but also nice and loose and supple after your physical practice. Any questions, please feel free to get in touch and I will do my best to answer them. If you do have any ideas or things that you'd like to see, again, let me know and I'll do what I can. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.